There's only one thing to do.
Drop it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. This is I don't know. I only started this channel as a hobby, and it eventually grew into a passionate obsession of mine. This is going to be the double random matchup short match for the longer match, and yeah, I am gonna set up a safeguard with Glade, and I'm gonna go for that Water Gem boosted water spout. From the team preview then, I could tell that this was a Trick Room team. This is actually an opposing Trick Room team, because this, as you all should know, is my Trick Room team. You know, I use this thing in doubles all the time, so if you are one of my 200 subscribers, you might be familiar with it by now, or not. Dusclops is going to go for the Trick Room. I thought it might go for Will-O-Wisp because Glade is out, and Glade is pretty threatening and is no use at all while burned. I decided to undo his Trick Room with Glade and get a recover with Jellicent, and then switch out to Politoed, get up that automatic Permarain, broken as shit, but I don't care. It's going to double the power of Water Spout. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Water Spout. I'm already at full health due to recover, and due to the switch out and Perma Weather being OP as shit, I'm going to get off a super powered Water Spout, which the damage, as you can see, is pretty great. Dusclops is going to take a crit, but you just can't kill Dusclops in one hit. It's pretty much impossible. So he's going to cling on with some low red, and then after getting Trick Room up again, he's going to Pain Split me, while Bronzong gets a light screen up, which is no good for my Water Spout team because I need that special damage. I'm going to do some small damage to these two guys while simultaneously healing Jellicent with the Surf. Gotta say, it's one of my favorite things to do ever in doubles. I love it so much, and the moment I thought of it, I might as well have shouted Eureka really loudly. So his Trick Room is up. I know he's probably going to go for the Shadow Ball with Reuniclus, so I'm going to switch out into my Bug Steel Escavalier. I do like to use Escavalier on this team from time to time, but the 4 main members are unchanged. But yeah, I was trying this team out today with Exploding, Licky Licky, and Escavalier just for type coverage, or type resistances, I should say, because most of the time I run Ludicolo and my flying weaknesses kind of stack up. But I decided to just go kind of more full Trick Room, and it's gonna kind of help out because I have something to resist Reuniclus. Now, I accidentally brought the Swarm Escavalier, so it is going to not have the battle armor, and because of that, it's going to take a crit Psychic, and that is almost going to kill it, combined with the Nightshade damage. And getting that Toxic a turn before with Pilotoad is going to be pretty crucial, because as I said, Dusclops is something that does not simply die. You cannot one-shot Dusclops unless you hit it with Sheer Cold, which is banned in competitive battling, but this is a random matchup battle, which they act outside of the Smogon rules, so there are actually a lot of Japanese people who will run Smeargle and Suicune, like the shiny Suicune with Sheer Cold, and Smeargle will Dark Void, and then Suicune will just spam Sheer Cold until all your Pokemon are dead. I've seen it. I think I actually have a video of that. It's really old. It must be like a year and a half old by now, but yeah, it's something the Japanese like to do because they operate outside of Smogon. But let's get back to the battle here. I know I can take a Mach Punch to the face and live on a low amount. My gut was telling me I could. So the Trick Room is going to wear out, their Trick Room is going to wear out, and that is going to be perfect, because that is going to allow Jellicent to finish off Dusclops with that tiny bit of Surf chip damage and heal Jellicent to full and get off that Water Spout. So that is a super flawless doubles battle I had just today against an English person, surprisingly enough. I think he was actually from the UK. Now this is going to be a match I had against Jackkkkkkk3 with 7Ks. And if you haven't subscribed to him by now, stop watching this video, search for him on YouTube, subscribe. It's him and BZ. They're like, he's in the top 5 YouTubers ever in history for me, just out of personal choice. So anyway, let's get to this narration. Vespiquen is going to go for a Hidden Power Fighting, but Marowolf doesn't even bring it down to Sturdy, because Marowolf has a lot of special defense investment, and it is a careful nature. So yeah, it's one of the very rare, very, very, very specially defensive Rock Steel Pokemon. It's very unique in itself, even though its design is really shitty. It looks terrible, but it's very useful. So I'm going to get the Stealth Rocks. Jack just grabbed 6 things, and his 6 things are very weak to Stealth Rock. So yeah, yeah, he's going to bring Rapidash, which is a thing weak to Stealth Rock, and it's going to take some Stealth Rock damage and some recoil from Fire Blitz. Eric, the Garbodor, who I suppose he hasn't met yet, is going to survive its focus with the Focus Sash, get up some Toxic Spikes, and due to its weak armor ability and the +1 speed boost, it is going to outspeed that very fast horse Pokemon Rapidash and get off the explosion. So Garbodor does perfectly, does a perfect job, and those Toxic Spikes are going to be very useful later due to some mess-ups I am going to do. I'm going to make some mistakes, as I tend to do at least once per battle. So Vespiquen is going to come in on the Stealth Rocks. I'm going to go into Gaylord, who's Choice Scarfed, Timid Wailord. It's really dang fast with the Choice Scarf, and I'm happy to see that Nice Beam can take out Vespiquen, because Vespiquen is pretty defensive. Speaking of defensive, Eviolite Drowsy is going to come here doing the Thriller dance, and it is going to flatter Birdemic, because, you know, Swellow is OP as shit in NU, and he's just going to talk about how awesome Swellow is, and then Birdemic, the Swellow, is going to be flattered and is going to be confused. Which isn't especially great for me, because I have a Toxic Orb, so confusion plus poison equals you figure it out. That's not really a good combo. But, I don't really know what this Drowsy is going to do, so I kind of want to stay in for a turn or two and just see what it's going to do. I also want to U-turn, which luckily I'm not going to hit myself a second time. I'm going to get off that Guts U-turn, which does a nice chunk to Drowsy, and since it has normal poison, it is pretty much doomed to die in 3 turns from the looks of it. He's going to go for a Zen Headbutt. He could have gone for Thunderwave or something, but I guess he just wanted to finish off Swellow, which is fine. Upon realizing that he could go for Thunderwave, I'm going to switch out and take a Thunderwave with Marwolf, which is a really dumb move, because Misdreavus would have definitely outsped Drowsy, and I could have gone for the Hex, and it would have been perfectly fine, and Marwolf would have avoided being parafused or whatever, which is, you know, not really great for Marwolf, but Marwolf has already pretty much served its purpose, but it could actually serve even more purpose, because the Roar with the Stealth Rocks is so useful. It's so useful and never used, because so many things, there's so many grounded Pokemon to be poisoned by Toxic Spikes, and there are so many bug Pokemon and flying Pokemon to be hit by the Stealth Rocks, so just roaring everything is a really good strategy. Granbull is going to set up a sub, which is interesting, and instead of just switching out to preserve it, like I suppose Jack expected me to switch into my Ghost, which I'm about to do in a second here, but I'm just death-foddering Marwolf at this point. Because Marwolf has done his job, as I said, and I roared Simisage out. So now I am a little afraid of a Focus Blast, because that is something Simisage would carry, I would think. But Jack is going to surprise me by going for the Nasty Plot straight away, and I'm going to get a pretty heavy, not good feeling, sinking feeling in my stomach, in the pit of my stomach, because I'm like, oh, Jack is just setting up on me. That is bad. And it's going to Giga Drain me down to 14 health. I don't know if that was Hex or not. If that was min damage or not. If it was min damage, it totally mattered, because getting his health down with Hex is pretty much my only way to defeat this guy. But at the same time, the Hex is going to activate his Gluttony ability, which is going to make him eat his berry early, and his berry happens to be a Salig Berry, and he's got +1 speed and +2 special attack under his belt, which means he can run train on my entire team if I am not careful. I'm going to go into Birdemic here, and Birdemic is going to stall, some poison stall, some good old poison stall. That's one thing this team does, other than just, you know, entry hazards and sweeping and stuff. So, I'm really happy that he doesn't have the Focus Blast, although, I don't know, he's got HP Ice. It's pretty flawless coverage, so, you know, HP Ice is pretty good. I'm just going to leave Marwolf in his fodder now, and this is perfect fodder, because, even though he's going to get a little bit of health back, within a turn, he is going to be dead, and that is perfect, because I have Swellow, and I can go for the Protect. A few turns earlier, I was very tempted to go for the double Protect, but that would have probably been a disaster, because I would have had a 50-50 shot of failing, and he might have gotten all his health back with Giga Drain, and I just would have been raped. And it wouldn't have been fun at all. So I'm going to successfully stall out his really his only hope of winning at this point, because his team is pretty trashy since he just grabbed 6 guys. Granbull's going to come in, even with the Intimidate, that Guts power and that double powered Facade from the status is definitely going to take out Granbull. And his last Pokemon is a Seaking. But Seaking, fuck yeah, Seaking. What can you say? It's a Seaking. It has balls. It is pretty much the Gary Oak Pokemon, and you might underestimate it, and if you do, it'll fuck you up. Like, Happy Tree is going to come in. I'm like, yeah, I'll go for the Woodhammer kill. I've got a Yachi Berry. I'm free and clear, so I'm just going to take that Ice Beam, and what do you know? I get frozen, which is, well, to be honest, it doesn't matter, because I have other Pokemon. But, you know, it's an example of Seaking being a badass unexpectedly. So he's going to take out Happy Tree, two-shot it with the Ice Beam because I got that Yachi Berry. But he's taking Life Orb damage and regular poison damage, so he's pretty much doomed no matter what I do. So I'm going to go into Gaylord here, and I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Grass. I should have gone for the Water Spout, but for some reason I felt like it had strong drain ability, even though it has Lightning Rod. I got it confused. But that's fine. That's going to be my match against Jack, which, if you go check him out, he has uploaded his side of the battle on his own channel. And, yeah. So, yeah, thanks, you guys, for the 200 subs. I never really thought I would get this far. Like I said, I just started this channel for fun, and it grew into a bigger and bigger obsession over time. And, just so you know, I drew everything in this picture in MS Paint. And, yeah, we've got, what do we have? We've got, Scarmark II, the Ferrothorn. We've got, Birdemic the Swellow, who you just saw. We've got, Molder the Gengar, who, says fuck you to Breloom. We've got Explodey the the Electrode, which is super old school for those of you who've seen my videos that far back, which that would be a year plus back. And we've got Starfy the Jirachi there with the big troll face, because he is pretty much the epitome troll of OU, besides Breloom and other trollish Pokemon. But yeah, and then lastly but not leastly, we've got Samurai Jack the Oshawott from my White 2 Nuzlocke, which I've been uploading pretty much every day, pretty much 3 times a week or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much a very detailed description of that picture. And that's it. That's it. The end. The end. Yeah. So, see you later, YouTube.